passenger. Number one. Okay, Wednesday at 8:42. Mr. Peter.
Yeah, I'm shooting Nathan. Nathan, go ahead. Down
for the for monitoring channels 1 and 2. For rank, huh?
Yep. We don't get patches. So.
Red glare, the bombs bursting in air. Night that and the home of the brave. How about that, everybody? Will Allen, wasn't that a fantastic show? Have you ever seen a guy singing while he's flying aerobatics? Absolutely amazing. Will Allen. Will was born in Alaska, where his grandfather and uncles all had airplanes, and he knew early on that he had a love for flying and would become a pilot someday. Will earned his door. I'll let you know. Give him a big hand. Will hear you. He's just unbuckling now. He should have the door open momentarily. Looks like Will is out of the airplane. Everybody, give Will Allen a big hand. Wait, you gotta tell him when he gets out of the plane, he's gotta jump out. Vicky Bensing weaving a tapestry of Airshow smoke in the skies over Arlington today. Taxiing to the Airshow performers parking area in just a few minutes. Come on down and say hi. Wheels are down. Vicky's rolling out on the runway center line. I see Mr. John Mrazek out in the run-up area in that big, beautiful Pussycat 2 Harvard T6 on her engine before she could pop that canopy. Vicky's propeller has stopped.
There's the canopy.
Canopy is opening. Everybody give Vicky Bensing a big hand. Fantastic show, Vicky. When John is not flying air shows, he is instructing in the art of aerobatics, formation flying, and float plane flying. John also acts as an ICAS approved air show certificate evaluator. John is one of the guys who certifies new air show performers as safe in the air show industry. Over 20,000 of these aircraft were built in Korean and Vietnam Wars, and is an aeronautical classic that trained many of today's airline captains.
What's your backup to?
Located out of Langley, British Columbia, RC Models and Accessories, www.rcmodels.craft out of Puyallup, Washington, certified aircraft hardware and avionics, SpencerAircraft.com. Now here comes John out of the south, down low, fast, John Mrazek in the Pussycat 2. Is that about the most graceful thing you've ever seen in the skies? Bend that plane around. That's 8,000 pounds of metal, 600 horsepower. Look how he yanks and bangs. John Mrazek in the Harvey Field. We've got Will Allen in his red and white super decathlon also. Rolling across show center. John Mrazek in that big, beautiful Harvard Mark IV. As incredible as his airborne performance is, John realizes that his effort on the ground is just as critical to the success of his show. Before and after each performance, you can find John signing autographs, taking pictures, and talking with the fans to give even the very biggest of events a personal touch. John Mrazek to land.
Looks like a photo
Looks like
pass.
John's not done yet, though. Smoke on, high-speed pass. Rolling, inverted across show center. A Pussycat 2. Now, Mr. John Mrazek. I think John is getting serious about landing. John's going to perform just a... And looks like Mr. Mrazek is touched down on the runway center line. He'll be taxiing down the runway for just a minute or so. I know Rennie Price is raring to go in that Sukhoi 29. Keep your eyes peeled for that beautiful white and purple Sukhoi 29. Rennie will be launching smoke on out of the north in just a few seconds. Roll on takeoff. It takes some skill to pull that off. You will not. Diving for speed. He's going to bend that aircraft skyward. Look at that, rolling, stumbling. And looks like John Mrazek is pulled up into the Airshow parking area. Miles an hour. And John Mrazek is out of the harbor. Give him a big hand, everybody. Wonderful show, John. One of the most graceful, majestic air show performers on the circuit today, Mr. John Mrazek. Thank you, John. Come on down and talk to John, kids. He'd love to talk to you about that aircraft and his air show. Now back to Rennie, falling through his smoke. Once again, diving at the ground, rolling that beautiful Sukhoi 29. This is a Soviet-built aircraft. He's married, he's got 4 children. Rennie's an airline captain. He flies Airbus and Boeing equipment. And over his flying career, Rennie has amassed well over 21,000 hours of flight time. This Sukhoi 29 was built in Moscow, Russia in 1995. Considered to be the very best two-place unlimited competition aircraft in the world today. Rennie doesn't care if he's right side up, upside down, rolling, tumbling. It makes no difference to Rennie. He's the master of that Sukhoi 29 in any attitude, any airspeed, or any altitude. This aircraft has an unbelievable roll rate of over 360 degrees per second. Look at end over end tumbles. Nobody tumbles that bird like Rennie. It looks like he's completely out of control, but that is not the case. Rennie just makes it look so easy. You know, folks, anybody can learn how to do this. Ripping it in, down to the south, down low, fast, photo pass, up on a wingtip, Mr. Rennie Price in a Sukhoi 29.
There you guys are. Hey, my cadets. ROTC guys.
Oh yeah.
How do you say it?
ROTC.
ROTC. Okay, good.
Moved to Seattle about 10, 11 years ago, and once I found out this was I love experimental aircraft.
So he's getting for Dreamliners. How soon are you getting your Dreamliner? And how are you enjoying your experience with your jet? It's a little
Yeah.
The Cole brothers, I like reading some of their stuff. I just
Yeah.
read one that did the way on the trip back east because it was reading out in the late.
Mm-hmm. Statement.
I don't know if it's true, but it's fair.
Yeah. Oh, very nice landing.
Did you see us get glass in that thing?
He's got some passengers in there. There you guys are. There's Nikolai. There's Ariel. The crows.
Volunteers. We need to go to Crosswalk 1.
Is that the Solo Cadet on 2? There we go.
Megahertz and the 122.5 ELTs. What to look for when buying a new ELT or PLB, and that's going to be for. We'll be discussing the advantages of covering any time for quick answers and all the great information. I'm sure we're going to have a very today. Bless this with a nice big beautiful hole right there. So it's a good time to get around. Start looking at the airplane.
Hear anything?
Yeah, I mean, the first thing was, ladies and gentlemen, it's obvious we have an incident on the field. Stay where you are.
Let the emergency crews get going. Yeah.
Exactly.
Wait, when you get right down to air shows,
No kidding.
you think of auto racing, and kind of compress it a little bit.
Yeah.
Then I play with my polarizing filter a little bit, get the window glare out. Good.
That'd be a Kinner.
Yeah, it is. Take a look at the Y in the top there. Yeah.
You got to fly in one of those ones.
Really.
Yeah, it was neat. Very neat.
And I think that's one of the best looking little biplanes. The aircraft spotter's got the right. We had to talk to him a little bit. Don't put NC up there because the FAA database doesn't recognize NC.
Oh, really?
And so they spot it, and then we got it all hooked up. So in the cab up there, we can sound very authoritative. The Fleet Model 7.
Actually, it's not what I flew in. I flew in a Fleet Fancy.
Oh, okay. Which is even rarer.
Yeah, we got one flying in London.
Okay.
Canadian Museum of Flight has one.
Thanks.
Security Team Rover, where is your location?
Not oil, but the grease swings out. They got open rocker arms on them. So, after an hour flight.
Facilities Drew, this is Facilities Dean. Security Ryan, we have a...
At this point in time, they're going to drop us there. Yeah, I'll have to do some research and find out what time.
For DGA.
So we have a nice program scheduled for y'all. Really looking forward to another fun year at the Arlington FlyIn.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun last year.
Confusion.
So they have to call it.
Yeah, weather brief.
That's what's going on. Because they come.
Get it open.
I'm sorry, what was that? Exactly where he's going. I don't think it's down Dunlop though. That's all we're thinking. Hey, Ryan, I'm at headquarters.
He's throttled back too. You can tell the engines are barely ticking.
I got it covered. This is Barb. I'm down on the ramp.
Well, I think the pattern's is full.
I just pulled into Warburg with the gator. I can assess. Where do I go?
Yep.
Right, Marianne, turn right.
Come back across the ramp.
Down, 1, 2. Yeah.
Touchdown.
Yeah.
Kind of a GB paint scheme, isn't it?
Come on, don't turn off on me. I don't think they have the Airshow area.
No, they don't. Kind of raises the question, if Handel had been alive today, would he write a suite for Airshow?
Yeah, I think you can get away with that, actually.
Yeah, I mean, if water music was for barging up and down the Thames.
So you gotta wait for one more.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I mean, it's an expensive build-up. I'm going to have to take maybe something out of the investment.
Isn't that cute?
Yeah, no, it's good. Look at that airplane. Boy, it looks like big windows. You gotta like that. Nice visibility. I love the little wind shield on the backside.
Yeah. It has a little bit of a 140 feel to it.
And he knew early on that he had a love for flying and would become a pilot someday. Will earned his pilot license almost 20 years ago at a young age, but it was only years later he decided to make aviation a full-time job. We'll give spin and aerobatic instruction to Will. He'd like to take him for a ride or maybe some aerobatic instruction in this. Mr. Will Allen, the flying tenor. inverted in a slow roll like that, the engine burps. No problem at all for John. It's planned, part of the maneuver, and he's ready for more. John will be taxiing that bird back to the Airshow parking area. Come on down and talk to him. When John is not flying air shows, he is instructing in the art of aerobatics, formation flying, and float plane flying. John is also an ICAS-approved air show certificate evaluator. He's one of the rare individuals that certifies new aerobatic performers as safe to perform low-level aerobatics. Down, he's serious about landing. Coming at us low, he's lined up to the south on the runway center line. We'll get John back on the ground and in the Airshow Performers parking area. I know Mr. Rennie Price is out there somewhere warming up his engine. He'll be departing the runway momentarily. Keep your eyes peeled for that white and purple Sukhoi 29. Truly unlimited aerobatic performance.
Hey, John, you know your flashers are on your car.
Paul is going to climb for some altitude. He'll be back to give us an unbelievable performance of glider aerobatics a little bit later in the show. But right now, he's got to launch and get up to altitude.
There we go.
There goes Paul Hayduck.
John, here it comes.
Thanks, dude. Thanks a lot.
See you later.
Glider tow. Mr. John Morazan. Around 200, 220, 230 miles an hour. Rennie's got to have a big wide grin on his face through the entire show. Rolling. Unbelievable vertical roll performance. This aircraft is capable of G-loads in excess of 11 positive Gs, minus 9 Gs. And Rennie's using every bit of that in the air show today. Folks, when you see it, 25,000 hours. That is a long flying career. Paul has flown many types of aircraft. But one of his favorites, as I'm sure you can see here today, he especially enjoys performing aerobatics in this beautiful sailplane, the ASW-15.
Okay, Rennie's off.
Rennie Price is pulled up into the airshow parking area. I'll let you know when his canopy's open, his headset is off. Look at that sailplane roll, sweep through the sky. What a gorgeous sight. Everybody, let's give a big hand to Mr. Rennie Price and that beautiful white and purple Sukhoi 29. Rennie, another fantastic show. Thank you so much. Come on down and talk to Rennie. He'll be at the autograph table. He'd love to talk to you about flying, aerobatics. Now, back to Mr. Paul Hayduck in that beautiful sailplane. Can you believe no engine? And the maneuvers keep coming, rolling, looping over the glide slope of that aircraft. Instead of land on the ground, Mr. Paul Hayduck, master of the sailplane. She's going to convert that speed into some vertical performance. There we go. End over end, tumbling. Vicky Bensing in the extra 300S. took aerobatic instruction from the legendary pilot Amelia Reed and has since had a love for the sport of aerobatics. Vicky's flying career has spanned over 20 years, and today she holds both a commercial helicopter and airline transport pilot rating. In addition to Becky's current aerobatic pursuits, she holds a PhD in chemistry and has had a successful career in the semiconductor industry. She is also very fortunate to be able to fly as a captain on her own company's Gulfstream when her schedule permits. Taking it into the vertical outside, outside snap rolls, into a tumble, knife edge spin going into vertical upline now, capping off on top. Oh, I love the smoke system. Out of the north, diving for the runway. Now Ken out of the south, diving low, fast, head to head once again. Team Rocket. Oh my, look at the vertical performance of these experimental home-built aircraft. The Harmon Rocket 2, the F-1 rocket, unbelievable. I think that's the tallest vertical we have seen at the show today. Synchronized hammerheads now diving for the ground, pulling out. They've got a head of steam. The white Harmon Rocket 2 has built 5 of his own aircraft, and he's now building one of his very own designs. To date, Ken has over 5,000 hours of flying experience as a commercial pilot and flight engineer. Here they come, out of the south, low and fast. Ken and Eric, Team Rocket! That high energy through the pull, into the vertical, into the loop, and maintaining it for a second loop on top of the first. Unbelievable. Team Rocket. The Harmon Rocket 2 and F-1 rocket. What incredible aircraft. Today, they'll bend those birds back around the Airshow Center momentarily after they get formed up. Ken, in the lead, flying the F-1 rocket, is from a flying grandly in that big bruiser, the T-6, taking it across show center. Flying has been a part of Bud's life since he was 9 years old. He and his brothers were outside playing when they saw a Tiger Bomb biplane rise to the landing on the Oaks Bar. They ran to see the aircraft and were absolutely... Well, Bud and his 2 brothers were hooked on aviation after that. packed so tightly into the Airshow Center as he does. What an amazing performer. Bud Brantley. Bud joined the Royal Canadian Air Force in 1956 after earning his way with the Royal Canadian Scholarship. The propeller, Bud Brantley making that T6 hover. Straight years.
That's
Put my helmet in no activity.
Is Bud dead sticking?
Became an instructor on the T6 Harvard in Red Deer, Alberta. He was selected to be the base solo demonstration pilot on the Harvard, thus beginning his career as an airshow pilot. A civilian who had purchased a World War II surplus P-40 for $150, asked Bud to fly his plane at local air shows. This was Bud's introduction to World War II type aircraft, which he still flies to this day.
Nice
Gear down! Short final, Bud Brantley returning to Earth. Come on down and talk to Bud in the airshow parking area after the show. He'll be parking there momentarily. Anybody see jets moving? His headset is off. Mr. Bud Brantley, give him a big hand, everybody. Thank you, Bud. Now, Hans Vanderhoffen. Right here at Arlington, Mr. Hans Vanderhoffen on AlphaJetUSA.com, right here at Arlington. Down to the south. Hans Vanderhoffen, AlphaJet USA. AlphaJet USA instructors are the very best in the industry. Oh, here he comes again. He's trying to sneak in from the north. It's not. How could you miss that? No way. Hans Vanderhoffen, founder and president of AlphaJet USA, has been involved in aviation for over 30 years. For the past 10 years, Mr. Vanderhoffen has imported Czech Aero L-29 and L-39s into the United States. And in the last few years, he's been successful in importing several German Dornier Alpha jets for the first time in U.S. history. Mr. Vanderhoffen has over 3,000 civilian piloted command hours. He holds a commercial airline transport pilot rating and remains a very avid pilot here at Arlington.
Photo pass.
Here he comes, south to north. Hans Vanderhoffen! The Alpha Jets call it 28 feet. Engines are two Turbo Mecha Larzak 04 C6 axial flow twin shaft bypass turbofan engines. Empty weight is about 8,000 pounds, miles per hour. This aircraft will operate at up to 50,000 feet of altitude. Looks like Hans' gear is down. He's going to be landing out of the south to the north. Various transport vehicles, tanks, you name it, cannons, they got a little bit of everything out here. Hans is short final in the Alpha Jet just about to touch down on the runway center line. You can go down to Alpha Jets. They're down on the southwest end of the field. Alpha Jets USA. Go on down and talk to Hans about these jets. You can walk away with one today.
Yeah.
No, you really can't. You just have to have a spare. Tomorrow if you can for more air show action right here in Arlington.
Thank you very much. I'd like to first of all, Canadian Scotch. You know, right back. Canadian Scotch. The first lead vehicle we get Mr. Robert McDaniels, Master Chief Gunnery Sergeant in Marine Corps colors, 1960.
So you got one vintage one that's trying to get out.
Go, Chief.
This is
Fairchild.
The next Jeep, the yellow plate is a bridge plate. That's to tell the bridge engineer how much the vehicle weighed. That's a 1942 GPW Ford driven by Robert Lutz of Pacific with a reel on the back. It's actually a radar antenna, but she uses it to have a TV antenna. And she lives in the back of that truck.
Light in the I've been seeing those last year.
Yeah. Thickly painted.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's hard to know. And that's a Starduster.
Yeah, I like that one. I like the paint on that one there. I like the color.
It's kind of got that classic 1960s feel to it.
I like it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep.
It's all about the money. It's all about 3,000 feet.
Oh, that's actually 2,500, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know.
2,600, I think it is.
I never used much of it.
No,
I really don't know. You're eating.
Yeah. There we go.
Nicest fighter ever built. I ain't gonna bother.
I got full zoom on the camera.
FAA Tower, got Blue 1 reporting.
Well, in order to walk. See, now I came in with Jen after.
Razorback.
Story of the Tuskegee Airmen. We've also been told we've got some authors down there. They're doing some book signings down at Camp Adams too as well. Good time to grab one of those shuttles. If you happen to be on the east side, heading on down to the west side, you can spot those. Those are the guys driving those beautifully restored antique tractors around. So that's coming up in 10 minutes down at Camp Adams. Story of the Tuskegee Airmen, and we've got some authors, some book signing. Head on down that way. I know a Spitfire sitting down there next to that B-25. Great time to come on down, get some pictures. Right on one of those shows. Lots of things to do here today. If you want to see what this place looks like from the air, and airport come in. Helicopter ride, taxi ride, and the biplane directly across the communications tower here. That's that big yellow and blue trim tower located right around the platform. And as a reminder, we do have a lot of traffic coming up and down the main taxiway here. Make sure you stay behind those orange cones.
Reason they put that big bearing up there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Got a little bit of vibration they got to absorb.
Yeah.
Well, this had ball bearings for the crank and for the cam.
And they sand up well, do they?
Yeah, and then there's off the cam are rollers. And on the top of the push rod, the rockers up here are on ball bearings, and then they have rollers on the push rod and the. They're really
I think
pretty advanced.
Continental, I think, made it 2-cylinder engine or short.
Designed by a guy Harold Morehouse, who went on and was at Continental when the A40 and A50 came out.
making your way on down there. Forget that started at 10 a.m. and they've also got some authors down there in Camp Adams. Of course, they've got all those beautiful military vehicles to look at.
And come down the taxiway and maybe just modify the fly.
P-40 is a grand champion at Oshkosh. The only flying example, I think.
Yeah, that's just reading. I know he's the only flying example. Alright, you're at 2 Boeing 40. They are flying about looking back out there right now, and hitting a little bit of an aerobatic air show.
Might as well ask them as they come by.
Oh, we'll find out. Just get an N number for him. There go the wings. Yeah.
Nope.
What?
Go ahead. Yeah.
That really does shorten up the amount of space you need on a carrier, doesn't it though? Wow.
I put that in my garage now.
Yeah.
One big garage. I wish I had a prize to give away for whoever can tell us what that is first. Grand champion at Oshkosh.
Originally. Along with the mail sacks.
This is the water witcher.
Is the most current member, the newest member. They haven't passed anybody off yet. If you're watching the Blackjack
flying with information.
Well, if you've ever gone up in another plane, your goal is to not hit anything hard. And formation, it's still the same. A lot of focus, a lot of skill, finesse, getting things done right the first time.
18 years, that sounds about my speed.
It's all your determination. Knowing you, Philip, maybe more.
I don't have that many years left, so.
You know, I'm sure that you could get one done if you wanted to.
Thanks to Luke and a wing over, and it was a delightful experience. He was very skilled in getting us to orient toward the horizon. When we were upside down, he said, look toward the ground, which was to tip your head back and look what would be straight up if you weren't hanging by your bootstraps. And delightful experience. Now, right now, we're going to go to a recorded interview of that a subjunctive case? I think it's, I wish it were. Sure. Sound like an English teacher. God.
Yeah, no, my mom's a teacher, so I get that a lot.
These guys.
You know, I kind of have
Or
to.
a Curtis pusher, I guess they call it. It's a Curtis pusher. Woody's is the home built version.
They do. They sound good, they look good, they fly great. They're a great group of guys. Afterwards, if you see them walking around, which I'm sure you will, a lot of them have a blackjack hat or a blackjack shirt. Thank them for their flights. Yeah, I don't think they're going to be equipped with anything that's falling on us.
Me too.
They're almost lined up now. They're getting onto the runway heading. I believe they are lining up.
Time of the world, and here they come. Beautiful diamond formation. Casey, comment on that.
Well, I recommend getting your cameras ready for this flight.
Arrow in the sky.
Coming up, and it's going to sound great. So let's go ahead and go for a little bit quiet so you can listen to those 14 recordings. Similar to the one that you just saw. Some of the equipment are going to drop back to make it a little bit different, but it's going to be a good setup for when they need to come in and land.
And when they came through this time, the shadow went right over the comm tower.
Yes, it did. They lined up perfectly with the sunlight to give us another show. And what a great show it was. That was very cool to see the shadows buzz right over top of us. And that gives you a good feeling for the speed because those shadows were going fast.
Foot and a half is not much, but it's better than nothing.
The Aeronca 7DC was a later variant of the Aeronca 7 series. One of the final airplanes coming out of the Aeronca factory in Middleton, Ohio.
Yeah.
has a big horizontal tail or vertical tail.